Authorities say the driver did not have the proper license and that the vehicle had failed a recent inspection. But lawyer Lee Kindlin said the Prestige owner thought the driver had a proper license. The company checked with the Department of Motor Vehicles a number of different times and they had been told that he did, Kindlin said. Authorities identified the driver as Scott T. Losinikia, 53, of Lake George, New York. Kindlin called him a very reliable employee and a great driver. Losinikia was among the 20 people who died in the wreck Saturday in Schoharie, New York, about 25 miles south of Amsterdam. Authorities have released the names of the 17 passengers, who rented the limo for a birthday party, and 2 pedestrians killed in the crash, along with the driver's identity. For reasons still unknown, the limo plowed through a stop sign and crashed into a parked SUV, causing the deadliest U.S. transportation accident in almost a decade. Federal, state and local investigators flooded Schoharie to try to understand what happened. Prestige is looking into the Losinikia's history as part of an internal investigation, Kindlin said. The company is collecting maintenance records, driver logs and ownership records and intends to turn them over to authorities, he added. Texts expressed concern before crash. Thousands gathered Monday night for a candlelight vigil in Amsterdam, a city of 17,000 that was home to many of those killed. Beneath a 12-foot bronze statue of a mother and child near a pedestrian bridge, they prayed for strength and observed a moment of silence before a singer led the group in Amazing Grace. Lawmakers at the vigil promised to help find answers to the questions surrounding Saturday's crash. "I've always known it be a loving community," U.S. Rep. Paul Tonko said. "As I gather with you this evening, I see it manifested in a very powerful expression." Monday's vigil began hours after Gov. Andrew Cuomo announced that the modified limo involved in the fatal crash wasn't supposed to be on the road and that the driver did not have the appropriate driver's license to be operating that vehicle. "We don't know the cause of the accident, if it was a vehicle malfunction, if it was a driver malfunction, or a driver error," Cuomo said. At least one victim seemed worried about the condition of the limo, according to text messages shared with the New York Times. The recently married Erin Vertucci McGowan sent a text message to her friend and maid of honor saying that their party bus had broken down on the way to celebrate a friend's birthday. They had rented a stretch limo to pick them up, the newspaper reported. She did not know where they had procured the vehicle, she texted. "The motor is making everyone deaf," McGowan said in one text, according to the Times. In another, she wrote, "When we get to Brewery we will all be deaf." Victims identified before the disaster, the 17 birthday party guests in the limo, including newlyweds, young couples and 4 sisters, were headed to an upstate New York brewery. Authorities released their names Tuesday. Axel J. Steenberg, 29, Amsterdam. Nye Richard M. Steenberg, 34, Johnstown. Naomi L. Steenberg, 29, Amsterdam. Nye Alison King, 31, Ballston Spa. Nye Mary E. Dyson, 33, Watertown. Nye Robert J. Dyson, 34, Watertown. Nye Abigail M. Jackson, 34, Amsterdam. Nye Matthew West Coons, 27, Johnstown. NY Savannah D. Bersese, 24, Johnstown. NY Patrick K. Cushing, 31, Troy. Nye Amanda D. Halls, 26, Fort Dan. Nye Erin R. McGowan, 34, Amsterdam. Nye Shane T. McGowan, 30, Amsterdam. Nye Amanda Rivenberg, 29, Colony. Nye Autumn G. Jackson, 34, Amsterdam. Nye the pedestrians were identified as Rachel K. Cavozzi, 30, of Waterford and Michael C. UKAJ, 34, of Johnstown. Failed inspection. The birthday party guests were riding in a 2001 Ford Excursion that was converted into a limousine. Aftermarket modifications can affect a vehicle's structural integrity and safety, said Peter Goles, former managing director of the National Transportation Safety Board. As more details emerge about the apparent broken rules, investigators also are looking into whether the unusual structure of the limo may have contributed to this mass tragedy. The company bought the Excursion already modified just a couple of years ago, its lawyer said. U.S. Department of Transportation records shows that the limo company, Prestige Limousine Chauffeur Service of Gansevoort, New York, has 2 drivers and 3 vehicles. Vehicles were inspected 5 times in the last 2 years, and the company has had 4 vehicles taken out of service. Company's vehicles off the road. The limo company said in a statement Monday that it was conducting a detailed internal investigation to determine the cause of the accident and the steps we can take in order to prevent future accidents. The company has met with federal and state investigators and plans to do so again, the statement said. It has taken its fleet off the road, it said. Cuomo said officials are working on a cease and desist order to keep Prestige Limousines automobiles from operating until the investigation is over. The company's owner, Shahid Hussain, is currently in Pakistan, State Police Maj. Robert Potnati said. State police seized 3 of the company's vehicles in addition to the modified limo involved in the crash, Potnati said. Prestige's lawyer said that Hussain travels back and forth to Pakistan frequently, but currently has health issues. Kindlin said Hussain wanted everybody to know that if, in fact, he's needed here, he is ready and able to come back whenever they need him. NTSB Chairman Robert Sumwalt said investigators are working to learn the vehicle's speed at the time of the crash, more about the driver's state, whether all 19 seats in the limo had lap shoulder belts and whether the passengers were wearing them, which is not required by law. CNN's Miguel Marquez, Mark Morales and Polo Sandoval contributed to this report.